I never thought I'd be doing a hell of a lot of blogs today, but this was driving me nuts. I get on one particular church service website, and we talked many things to open up a trigger here. It's 1:48 p.m. West Coast time, June 5th, 2024 for a Wednesday. It's the Weaver and John C. of Roseman, California. You zombie out here. And also doing the Diary of the Griever, named John Weaver, which is me. Anyway, so some of these videos I'll be doing private and other videos I'll be doing public. I was trying to tell the Reverend concerning about Roseman, and I lost track of this one here, so I'm just going to be posting this on the general. Yesterday was hard enough, and I threw out some videos concerning about it. I still got to get processed and get them out there today. But this was driving me nuts. I mean, they were talking about different topics that was hitting me left and right, besides alcohol ignition and suicide, mental health. Okay, fine. They talked about politics. I was trying to stay the hell away from that, like a bad virus. New vaccination over that damn shit. Because I would get into the politics. I really would. I'd seen too many independents out there talking about what's going on, psychoanalyzing everybody concerning about what's going on in politics. And yeah, I could go crazy on the damn thing too. I'm not a Trumper. I'm not a maggot. I'm a liberal. I'm wokeism. Been that way all my life. But there was other things that people were talking about that were hitting me left and right emotionally. And I really had to talk about it with the Rev on this one. Because this was important. This was important. Because it was hitting me upside the head, and I really didn't know how to deal with this shit. And it's important to talk about this stuff, even to my therapist, even to a reverend, let alone to the general public. Oh, yeah. But not spilling secrets at this point because we're all going through the same similar conditions, and a lot of them I was identifying with. And some political viewpoints, yeah, but when it talks about what people were going through physically, mental health, certain things that are hard enough topics for them to talk about. You talk about skeletons coming out of the woodwork. So it's like, okay, I'm hearing the creaking of my own doors, and here comes my own memories coming out. And then in going through the memories and going through the stuff I'm talking about. Yeah, you talk about pain. You talk about hurt on this one here. Because it had to be said. It had to be done. It had to be. Because there was no other way of saying it or being part of it. I'm looking at a map of Google here. I'm asking myself, why the hell did I do this to myself? A reminder where I came from, where I've been through, all the other stuff I've gone through. This isn't still important to me. I mean, this is really important to me. But then again, I kept asking myself, why? Was there a certain location over here I needed to see that I really needed to focus on? Because I don't understand. If there was something of it I needed to understand, and I'm not understanding. So, I could go crazy on some stuff if it was going to help me out. How am I doing today? Emotionally screwed up. What else is new? Sleep deprived? Maybe. Am I doing alright? Depending. I haven't screamed or yelled out for more people to come to my channel. I didn't know whether or not I'm supposed to do this as under a contractual situation. But if it's to satisfy the zeros and ones out there, maybe I could just give them the tongue on this one. Like the channel, don't like the channel, comment on the channel, share the channel, do something about the channel. Yeah, give me Razzies. Give me people doing this to me. Why not? Drives them crazy, but gives me a hoot. Give me 1 second. Blood all honker. But I'll tell you something. These sermons help. Talking to people and praying with them helps. It gets me out of my own damn funk. I've been in my own funk for a hell of a long while. One guy was trying to tell me something. I guess maybe I had to be reminded on some occasions that you get out of yourself, you help others, you're not dealing with your crap. You're dealing with the other guy's crap, but you're cleaning them up, and maybe in a way you're going to be cleaning yourself up. I don't know how it works anymore. I'm looking at things that on the Google Maps, just reminding of places I've never been to, but never wanted to in the first place. Last night made me think too much. How is it that I'm going to be able to deal with certain events that'll be happening up that I may or may not be able to deal with because I won't have people in my life to share it with? And the hardest damn thing is to deal with that concept right there because it's hard. I said before in my other videos, I miss family. That's the thing that triggers me most. I think about them, talk about them, go through the stuff, what they've gone through, what I've experienced with them. Yeah, it was breaking me apart left to right in front of a camera, in front of a reverend in this one here, because it was hurting me. It was hurting me. And maybe I should have. Maybe I should have. Because I needed to know something that maybe consciously I didn't. Maybe my subconscious needed to know something about that. I'm still not alone. I had people still caring about me from time to time. Even if I felt like I got isolated, maybe a consistent behavior pattern drove them nuts. And maybe it did. Maybe it did. But there are some things I still do because it matters. I don't know why, but it does. So for right now, it's June. It's the end of month. Well, it's the end of school for a lot of people. And I think about it from time to time. Not my own high school graduation, but what the hell I'm going to do right after college. Am I still going to go continuing? Or am I just going to be staying on the sides again? I don't know. I haven't quite thought about it yet. But what would I do to treat myself? I mean, there is such a thing as treating oneself, with being a little selfish about it. Not totally, but I kept thinking about stuff like that. If I had the money, where would I go? What would I do? Money would mean you need to find transportation and get tickets to go somewhere or someplace that you hadn't seen before. Maybe if I had more money, I'd get a passport. If I get a passport, that would mean I would be able to travel, get out of the states, go to different countries, scare the living crap out of myself. Yeah, I probably would. I probably would at that. I look at the Google Maps and I see locations. If I really wanted to do short hop, maybe I could do that this summer, maybe. Just take a train trip or a bus trip. No, not a bus trip. That's going to be too damn hard. Maybe a train trip would be better. But then again, where the hell would I go? Yeah, where the hell would I go if I actually had the interest for the damn thing in the first place? I mean, shit, you get on the Metrolink, and the end is Los Angeles. So it's out in Los Angeles. I've been there a few times. But is it worth it? I don't know. You tell me. A rail yard. Oh, let's see. Well, a rail yard would be nice. Of course, Elvira Street. There's A couple of restaurants out in that area. Of course, if I really wanted to do something absolutely, utterly stupid, I'd be joining those folks at the correctional center. You never want to do a tourist thing when you're traveling a bit because one particular tourist place I never wanted to see, but I'd see it all the time every time I kept getting off the damn train, was Twin Towers. Nobody, I mean nobody ever wants to go to that damn place in the first place. AirC is one damn stupid place to go to. Process you in, and then make sure you get no bunk and lots of company over there that wants to kill you because they're bored or something like that. But exert dominance, fear, and everything else on you. No, thank you. City and County of Los Angeles are still arguing over places like this if they want to get them remodified into something else. Everybody else will have to be sent over to different places that they're already overcrowded anyway. I don't know how they're going to solve the prison shit over there in the first place. I really don't know. Here's a question: would I care? I mean, hell, if I try this one for our destination, get off the train, and underground there is either the left or right of Union stations. And you might want a place to go eat. Well, you got the places underneath. What happens if I didn't? What happens if I didn't? What happens if I decided not to do that particular point, but just say, screw it. I'm not going to do that. Alright, then where would I go? Denny's? Now, you ask yourself, why in God's name would he want to go over there in the first place? Because in God's name, I hadn't been over there in the first place. I mean, I've been to Denny's before, yeah, but, I just went to see, even from Denny's, would have the viewpoint of Piper Tech. Piper Tech is one of those buildings that deals with county and city facilities in there. They're also the area for the Vulture Squadron of Los Angeles PD, the helicopter fleet. These guys is air support. They're air support. The Vultures. I mean, if I'd have a tour, I'd like to have a public tour of that particular building. I mean, I've seen it so many times in different movies, television, but also in personal, real life, flying by. Actually, not flying by, but copters would be flying in and out of the area. And I remember how many times my family would drive down the 101 freeway, always past it. I'm always looking at it. Call me weird on that one, but it'd be a tourist spot. But if I'm not an employee over there, it's not a place for tourists. Could have been. I don't know. Could have been services over there I could see, but I'd love to see the Aero Squadron. Of course, you have buses and other things happening over there, too. I'm just using Google Maps. The 3D is trying to really get out there, too. And then there's the infamous Los Angeles County Metropolitan Transit Authority, the MTA. Guys took over the RTD, and then you created this damn nightmare in Elm Street. Guys are in charge of both bus and rail. Had to be next to Union Station. Yeah, the only thing I gotta say is make fun about that one there. But the one place I am not making fun of, and that's definitely the IRC, and that's definitely the Twin Towers, and that's a place to stay the hell away from them. I intend to. But then again, if I'm just a tourist doing a tourist trap, there's a shop out there, Philippines. I heard so much about it. I'd just been there once in my lifetime. I'd still like to go back over there. A nice little brief walking tour of Alvera Street. Finding a Mexican place to eat burritos, tacos, and taquitos. And at one time in my temperate youth, I had been with students, and we would travel. We would travel either by bus or by foot, but we would travel Civic Center to see things in Civic Center decades ago, and how much it's changed so far. I don't think I'd be able to deal with the shit. I really don't. But it'd be a hell of a trip for a tourist like me to go through. Yeah, if I actually would really want to go over there in the first place. I know, be a tourist in my own damn town. But it's worse enough if I'm going to be looking for cemeteries. My brother did it. I think I talked about this one a while ago. My brother had a thing about cemeteries. He liked looking at cemeteries, liked looking at the dead people, including our actors and actresses and other people. And I feel wrong walking on top of people's graves like that because I always felt this damn cold shiver at the time. It could be hot as hell and feel the cold shiver. So somebody was watching. Freaked me out. But he had this one particular spot in West Hollywood that he really wanted to find like crazy. Not West Hollywood, not West Hollywood. Right by UCLA, by the 405 freeway. It was in a building area in Westwood. It was not the Hollywood Cemetery. Oh, not that one. Not that grandiose place on Pico Boulevard. Everyone goes to Hollywood Cemetery to look for the stars. No, there was a smaller one out by Wilshire Boulevard. Pierce Brothers. Located in their area, there is a small, very small area that you would get through to find this place. And this would be the place to go to. It's small, it's quaint, and hard as hell to find. You really had to find the little signs that would point you to it. But it was quiet, it was restful, it was peaceful. And I really didn't look forward to staying over there any longer than necessary. I'm looking at the Google Maps on this one. There's a street called Glendon Avenue and Wilshire Boulevard. Surrounding this area are tall buildings and residential areas. Tall buildings would be along Wilshire, but behind them, a small street that would lead them to it. Actually, two entrances to the place. Actually, it would have been a third entrance in there somewhere. We just only known about the two. There was a small parking lot in there, and you would see crypts. You would see mausoleum. Areas where they put their ashes in. I always had a weird ass thought on this one, is putting my brother's ashes over there. If he liked the place so much, why didn't he put them over there for remembrance? Because he wanted to be buried in Texas. He wanted his ashes scattered in Texas and in the ocean. I can accommodate Texas, but I ain't accommodating about the ocean. It'll be up to somebody else to do that one. But it's supposed to be my job anyway. It was also supposed to be my job to pour my mother's ashes out in Hiawatha, Utah. There's no way in hell I'm doing that one there. I'll tell you why. It's a hard thing to get over there. Alright, you going to do Google Maps? Put up the tab. Put up maps.google.com. Hopefully you should be able to. If not, just do the search engine on the thing. Get in there. And once you get into the maps, search Google Maps. Hiawatha. Hiawatha, Utah. Instantly, you'll be looking at, where the hell am I? Well, you're looking at Hiawatha a long time ago, back in the 30s and 40s. My mother grew up out there. Actually, yeah, in the 40s, almost 50s. She grew up out there. It was home. This was a busy place. This was a busy place. We had the United States Coal Mining Company out there. We had coal mines, a few out there, according to Ma. They had a town larger than what the map's showing right now, as it is. And there was a robust economy out there until the economy tanked out there and everyone else disappeared. But this was home to my mother because she grew up out there. She knew people. She knew friends. She even said something about other side of the tracks. And one particular viewpoint, or actually one expression for it, the other side of the tracks is economics. But it also meant physically as well. They had the rail service out there getting moving the coal out. I don't know if they still have the rail service out there or not, but apparently not. Abandoned a long time ago. But people would live on one side of the tracks or the other. If you had more money, you'd live on one side of the tracks. If you didn't, you lived on the other one. Probably a little bit more dirtier than the other side. And also, depending on, I just throw out the race situation there too, but I don't know if it's multi-ethnic or not. But economics was one of the factors of the place. Very few people live in this town. Very few people live. If I happen to scroll the map to get a wider shot in this place, I am going to see not much activity out there. There is small highways to get out in that area. I'm not quite sure about air traffic. I mean, I don't see any airports or anything else in the area or major cities. But if I widen this shot, I mean really widen this shot, I'm going to see how really isolated this place is. And I would see some of the other places around it. But it's really an isolated area. I see the different counties. The one thing I'm not seeing is towns enough. My mother was telling me that they had to travel 100 miles to see a doctor. More than that. We are talking well off the range here. Now, if I happen to put it onto, well, traffic maybe? Terrain? Let me get the default. Let me get the default on this one. And see transit maybe? Or something like that. I would see the nearby places that it would be from. Maybe little places out there. I don't know. It's just out of the way. Small roads would get to this place. It is very mountainous and very much nothing out there, I'll tell you that much. Nothing. But maybe some people like it that way. But this would be a place that I don't want to call home. My mother had a long time ago when she was a kid. She grew up in an area like this. And there'd be a road to get over there and out. But the thing of it is, I would have to rent a truck, or actually rent a car, with a hell of a lot of gas mileage. Maybe have a gas tank with it that would take up the entire car just to get out there and back. Because I'm not quite sure if I'd be able to make that trip or not. There's no bus service out there. There's no. Oh, no, 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 no. There's no way in hell I'll be able to do it. I couldn't do it. I know. My grandmother would say a cancer slugger too lazy to try. Yeah, well, if she actually has a car to do it and actually able to drive out there and able to do this thing, that's one thing. But I don't know how to get out there. I don't even trust Google driving for that one altogether. Tell you the truth, I wouldn't know how to get through there. But they have a town. If it's still there or not, it's one thing. That's a hell of a long trip, that's for darn sure. I need resources for that one. Brother, on the other hand, I need to contact his sister if she's still alive and still around kicking. Because that would mean I need to take a trip to Texas. Yeah, right. In order to get, well, let's see, I would have to fly it in, or long driving again, or train trip, but in order to get a train out there for this one, it's going to be hard as hell in that one. Yeah, because Amtrak has a problem concerning about getting out there anyway. I'd have to transfer like crazy. I had to go to Chicago, then head into Texas for this one. Holy crap. I drive myself nuts on that damn thing. But they got roads and got things all over the place, so yeah, had to drive me nuts on that one. But that's Texas. My brother's got family out there. I need to find out what the mailing address is so I can find a way to get over there. I'm not quite sure if I actually want to live over there, let alone visit. But I'd have to keep my mouth shut concerning about politics. But in order to satisfy my brother and his wishes at that point, I guess I would have to make the big trip out there for that one there too. I don't know if my mama would approve it if I had dumped her ashes out there, but I'm not about to. But in order to get it over to Utah and back, oh God. Resources, resources, resources. Holy dealing with. Holy moly on that one. I wouldn't know how to get over there. One source, but lost that one a long time ago. Somewhere in Lafayette in California. My grandmother and aunt are buried. I mean, I would put both of them up there if I could. But Dave still wants to be buried in Texas, or actually scattered his ashes in Texas. Yeah, maybe. I still have to find out if they've got any places I'm looking for in that area. And that would be a cemetery out there. And then I have to see through the cemetery whether or not my grandmother would be buried, and so would my aunt. I'd put Ma over there. I'd put Dave over there. Of course, it'd be howling in her grave. It'd be howling in heaven over that one. But I look at places and I'm trying to see whether or not my grandmother was at one time or another. Anyway, I've been muttering too much. Put this off. I gotta feed my dog.